DSLRs, the professional cameras that an individual use when he or she is ready to step up from smartphone to capture the moments that are going to be witnessed by a huge flock. But how will an individual who doesn't know anything about DSLR decide the points to make his or her first DSLR purchase? Well, if you are coming to this video regarding that thing, then luckily you are at the trusted place because I will discuss with you the top 5 points that you should note while purchasing a new DSLR. So I am very excited for this. Now let's get it started. But before we proceed further, you make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. So if you are a new DSLR user or an experienced photographer or videographer, there are always some points which should always be kept in mind while purchasing a new DSLR. These things will be of more concern in 2019 because there are so many brands and so many products you have to choose from. So I want to discuss them with you all, but discussing them is not my job today. I have someone who is not new to this channel and you also know him, so where's he? Let's find him out. Divyang Sachdeva, the guy who was in the iPhone 8 versus Pixel 2 camera comparison video, and I also video called him during that Diwali photography tips video. So I will hand over the next to him now.
So hi again everyone, it's good to be back here, and so today's video is about 5 things that you should be considering to buy before DSLR
And
camera.
whether these things are for the new buyers or everyone has to note that. Like,
These are mainly for the new buyers who don't know about the
but others should also know these things
yeah, so
because
everyone
they
can apply this.
want to upgrade the DSLRs.
Yeah, everyone can apply this, but mainly this is for the
So
buyers.
what's the first factor in this?
So this is about what you should consider when you buy a DSLR. So the first thing is that you should not go with you are just starting your photography, and you should first start it with your basic camera kit, and not like
So
you should not
like
go.
there are many companies, many brands and many models, so how they can choose from them? Like there are hundreds of models, different brands.
See, every brand has their own good things, and
Is there any number 1 or number 2? Like which one is
there's
best?
nothing like that. There's no number
Like
one, number
Canon
two.
is best or Sony or Nikon?
Nothing like that. Everyone has a good point. Like Canon is good for colors, and Sony is good for its sharpness. Nikon.
We have seen some good mirrorless cameras of Sony.
Yeah, like Sony is like way ahead in mirrorless. Canon and Nikon are still lacking behind in the mirrorless
So how
department.
should they search for a good basic camera for the first time?
So good basic camera, if you are not planning to go for the videos, you are just doing the still photography, so you can go for basic DSLR that has good shutter speed and has a good ISO
Do you know
sensitivity.
some model names
Yeah,
for beginners?
so every price bracket has a good camera. Like the starting for Canon, it's like
What is the starting price, or you can say how much does a user has to spend in the beginning for a DSLR? What is the right amount according to you?
See, that depends upon the camera and the user. If but I'll suggest to go for a basic camera. Like if you go if you want to go in
I am
Canon.
asking, like, can he or she invest 1 lakh in first camera?
I won't recommend that, but if you really want to go that far, then it's your wish because it's your money. So I'll recommend you to buy a basic DSLR, practice on it, and then when you are good on it, you can go on with a high.
Okay. So what is the next factor?
So the first thing is that if you want to go for the still photography, you can buy any DSLR that has good ISO sensitivity for the night, and the price range is the best thing. If you are going in 40,000 to 50,000 bracket, there's one Nikon D5300 is this Canon D750D and 200D. Sony has one mirrorless camera. I don't remember the model name.
But if someone requires that DSLR for video recording, like for making YouTube videos or recording some other stuff,
then you should check which camera has a good video capability.
what will be the average budget for that for a beginner in video cameras?
See, the good video camera I have seen is Sony A7 III. It has good video capabilities, and I like it a lot. It's very good for still photography as well as videos, but
so choosing a good camera is the first point according to you.
Yeah, that depends upon your needs. Like if you are going for
what's
videos.
the next point apart from we have choose the camera? What's next?
So the next point is, if you are going for a medium budget camera like a Nikon camera that's like D5300 or something, so you can go with good lenses, a prime lens that's like 50 mm lens that costs about 8,000 to 10,000.
I don't know anything about lenses, only he knows.
So the prime lenses offer a very good sharpness and good depth of field. The 50 mm Nikon's 50 mm comes around 10,000 and has a minimum. The shallowest aperture is like 1.8.
Lens dependency is there.
See, the main work is depends upon the lens.
So every camera
lens,
manufacturer gives 1855 mm in starting.
Most of the cameras come with the kit lens that is 1855, but there are some cameras that do offer some good lenses. Like if you go for a high-end camera, that's D850. They'll give you 24-120 lens.
So what will be the best lens for photography? Like you need good bokeh, you need good lighting, in night also you need some low light good quality photos.
So there's no best lens or bad lens. The thing that depends upon which kind of photography you're doing. If you're going for a landscape shoot, you need a wide lens that like minimum around 24 mm or 16
you mean
mm.
to say that for wide lens there is a different lens for wide angle?
Yeah, for wide angle.
And for bokeh there is another different lens.
Bokeh comes with the aperture you are setting on your camera. Like if you are setting
so if someone has to do night photography like shooting stars or
astrophotography,
some other stuff like that, so will that individual has to use these lenses or there are some other good options also?
See, I've been doing astrophotography with my basic kit lens, and I got some pretty good results with that 1855 mm, and it's better to go for a wide lens. I didn't have a wide lens that time, so I did it with my basic kit lens. And if you have a wide lens that's like that covers a wide view.
Basically you mean to say that lens is not a big priority?
Lens is the big priority, bro. Like it's the lenses are more important than the camera body. If you have a good lens, you'll get much sharper images, much good details.
But skills are also required.
Yeah,
click
skills,
that photos.
Skills.
Like you need to do that in manual mode, like astrophotography.
Yeah.
All the things will depend on the post processing or editing.
That's right. Like
which software do you use for photo editing?
I mainly use Photoshop for my editing and all, but I don't use much. I don't do much editing in my photos because I try to capture most on the camera only.
He's an expert, but I can't do these things.
Nothing like that.
So what's the third point?
So the third point is the ISO sensitivity. These days Sony mirrorless comes with good ISO sensitivity sensors. So I've seen Sony.
Actually, I don't exactly know what ISO actually is, because
So ISO is the sensitivity of your camera sensor towards light.
okay.
So
Is it used to lighten or darken the images, like adding light or?
that's what I said. It's ISO sensitivity, the light sensitivity of your camera sensor.
Okay.
So the more your ISO, the more brighter your image will be, the more grainier it will be. The less your ISO, it will be dark and it will be less grainy. So it's mostly recommended to shoot on like the max ISO you should go is 800, but nowadays Sony mirrorless cameras you can go.
So is there any particular number for day and for night?
It's best to shoot if you are shooting in day, it's best that you should shoot at minimum ISO, that in mostly camera that's 100, but some cameras go
like
towards,
in more light, like in daytime, we have to shoot in low ISO.
yeah, it's best that you shoot at lowest ISO in your camera.
So while purchasing a new DSLR, how can a user gather information about the ISO?
Sorry, I didn't understand your question.
We are discussing about the factors which are essential while purchasing a DSLR. How will a new user will come to know about these things like ISO, or how will I adjust, or what exactly is ISO?
See, there's an exposure triangle that means that how the camera will how you set your exposure on your camera. That depends upon three things. That the first is shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. So these all three things matter when you are adjusting your camera exposure. And the higher your ISO is, the more your grain will be. The higher your shutter speed is, you will be able to capture like freeze moment, and there
will be better photos.
See, focus depends upon your that depends upon the cameraman how he's setting the focal length and all.
We have discussed 3 points. So what will be the fourth point you want to suggest to the users who are willing to purchase a new DSLR? Because I also don't know much about DSLRs. My main focus usually remains on smartphones, and I haven't even got a new DSLR. I usually shoot on my phone only. So what will be the fourth factor you will suggest?
See, the ISO is one factor, and
there was cost,
lenses. This will be the after cost and maintenance things. Like some companies like Sony have a high maintenance and spare parts.
Is there any criteria like you have to do a regular service, or?
There's nothing like that. But it's better that
but
you...
there are people like who lives in sandy areas or desert areas, or who live in United States or Canada, where there is a lot of snowfall in the months like December and January. So does that affect the DSLR?
Yeah, that affects your DSLR. If you are living in a area like a desert, there will be more sand and there will be more dust.
So how can they consider these things? Like, how will they check that this thing will not get affected by these
factors? Basic cameras don't come with temperature resistance. So,
so there are sensors for these things.
Yeah, some bodies like the costlier ones like the D850, Nikon D850, that's a beast, and it comes with temperature resistance, and you can shoot on this camera and
like
cold
you have discussed about the basic budget DSLRs.
Yeah.
So that doesn't have these temperature maintaining sensors or these cleaning type.
No, most of the cameras don't have this. But like.
So what if they get sand or they are stuck in cold weather?
If you have to protect your camera more as you protect yourself. it's always taught that you should take care of your camera more than you take care of yourself, and should protect it
Do you
from
take
rain.
care of your cameras?
Yeah, bro. Like if I'm shooting in some rain or anything, I will keep my camera under the umbrella rather than me
Okay.
being under the umbrella.
Okay, so you get yourself wet, but you don't make your camera
Yeah.
getting wet. So that's nice.
So the thing is, protect your camera from dust, protect it from moisture, as if your lenses are in moisture, they
So
will get
you
fungus
must
in
be
them.
cleaning your camera more than yourself.
No, that's not the thing. Actually, I just I take bath every day, and I don't make my camera.
You clean your lens every day.
I do. I clean my lens before I keep it in my bag. I clean my lens after I take it out from my bag. So yeah, you can say that.
So these things also affect, like
That-
sand or lower temperature and higher temperature.
Yeah, bro. Like
Okay. So 4 points have been discussed. Now I think we should move towards the last one.
and
Fifth
that's
point.
the lens cost. So like Canon and Nikon have
Which brand has the most expensive lenses? Like they are usually on higher side.
like we are discussing about the major three companies that most of people use: Sony, Canon and Nikon. So among these three, Sony has the highest prices for their lenses.
Which of these brands have you used personally?
I've used all of them. I've used Canon, I've used Sony, and I've used Nikon. I've been using Nikon.
So which one is your personal favorite?
See,
Like watching your daily
I-
routine or photographic activities, which one do you like the most?
I do
is your
like
personal
the
favorite?
sharpness in Sony. Sony gives brilliant sharp photos, and while Canon is known good for its colors, and Nikon is very good for its this colors. It's good for overall good. Like Nikon is good for colors and also it's sharp, because
So
Nikon and Sony.
do you think that brands matter when you purchase a DSLR?
No, bro, I don't think that brand matters, because see, if someone has to buy a Canon camera and if he's interested in fashion photography, so it's good that, because Canon do give good colors, and most of the post-processing work, like you don't have to adjust skin tones and all, so the camera will be
which
giving
camera
that to
is
you.
your teacher using in your photography college?
I have many professors there, like
So which one they prefer? Like some might have some brand preferences.
yeah, the most of them are using Hasselblad and the
Anyone is having red cameras?
no.
Okay.
The red camera, there's one person I met, he is in videos, and he has
So
used
red cameras
and
are
all.
mainly for videos.
Yeah, he uses it mostly for videos.
All right. So thanks a lot for all the factors, and these are all the 5 factors which he thinks, and I also now thinks that you should keep notice of while purchasing a new DSLR, whether you are a new person in this or you are experienced one upgrading to a higher version. You should take note of these 5 points, and surely you will get a very good deal. And do you believe that purchasing a second-hand DSLR is also good? Like there are many markets in India, and I have also explored one in Old Delhi, and I will mention that video also here, so do check that out. And in that market I have seen a lot of second-hand cameras, like they are used for 2 to 3 years. So are they also good, or you have to purchase a new one only?
See, it's better you go for a new one, because like
I also noticed that they have used quite a lot their cameras, because no one will sell their camera unused.
Yeah.
They will use it to the full extent. They will find that they are broken or they have some problem, then they will sell that.
see, if the condition is good, you can go with that, the old one. If you're going for a very high-end camera, you can
But
go for a
if
second-hand
there is
camera.
not a bigger price difference, then I think
Then
purchasing a new one
yeah,
is a
then I'll
good
prefer
choice.
to go for a new one.
Yeah, so his choice and my choice finally met at same place. Anyways, these were the points, and I hope you like this video, and I will share the social media links of Divyank, and do check the photographic work of him because he's graduating in photography, so he's posting some really awesome stuff there, and I will post the links in the description below. Do check them out. And I hope you all like this video, and I will be very curious to bring you all more collabs like this in the future also. So do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with me. For the time being, goodbye guys, and I will see you all in the next one.